Films and fermentation, movies and inebriation with films and fermentation, comedy mixed with taste elevation. Films and fermentation with Leo, Batman, and Mike.
Hey, movie lovers, this is Leo,
Mike,
and Kevin from Films and Fermentation.
If you love comedy, movies, and a good drink in hand, then you need to check out the Pod Nation Media Network.
it's home to a variety of amazing podcasts covering everything from pulp culture to history and, of course, movies like ours.
And the best part, Pod Nation Media Network is featured on Roku, so you can stream your favorite podcasts anytime.
Alongside Films and Fermentation, you'll find other fantastic shows like the KJ&A podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, Real Sharks, and so many more.
So grab a drink, press play, and join the fun with Pod Nation Media Network.
Because everything's better with a little comedy, movies, and booze.
Learn more by going to linktree.com/PodNationPods. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Films and Fermentation. We hope you enjoyed last week's episode, Movie Mad Libs. After re-listening to it, it was just as bonkers as I was hoping it was going to be. So I hope you all enjoyed that episode.
What is a butt plug?
Yeah, butt plug. Tonight's episode 207, is in honor of John Hughes, one of the most prolific directors of the 1980s and 90s, who passed away in the month of August back in, I want to say it was 2016, but I could be wrong, so I'm looking that up now. John Hughes passed away 2009. Wow. Yeah, but it was in the month of August, so we decided that we were going to do a director's retrospective tonight, because we haven't done one of those in a while. So we're going to do the movies of John Hughes. As I said, this is the Films and Fermentation podcast, the movie and alcohol podcast, #1 pop culture podcast on Good Pods. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
He's Bill.
I'm Bill.
At the party last week, this guy kept calling Mike Bill.
He calls everybody something else.
We're three friends who like to talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. Pop open a cold one, folks, because this week on Films and Fermentation, we're diving into the cinematic mixtape of the man who gave the 80s its ultimate soundtrack, John Hughes. He's the reason we all wished for a day off like Ferris, a breakfast detention with cool misfits, and a Christmas vacation with Cousin Eddie. Hughes didn't just write movies, he wrote the awkward, hilarious, and heartfelt moments of our teenage souls, then set them to a killer new wave beat. So grab your popcorn and pour your drink, because we're about to get sentimental and snarky in equal measure. And remember,
life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
don't forget to drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media and podcast links. You can watch us now on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku, or watch us on YouTube as well as Rumble, or you can subscribe to our Substack newsletter. We're an independent podcast, which means we are listener supported. So please consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month to receive members-only content. That's right. For a $1 donation, we'll wear bras on our heads and help you create the ultimate digital girlfriend. Go to patreon.com/filmsandfermentation or purchase our merchandise at teespring.com. You can text us at 904-867-4466. Please tell us who you are. What are we drinking tonight, gentlemen? Kev, I'm curious to know what you got going on there. That's something good.
Yes, I do. I have to get something out for it, though, because I didn't want it to get soggy while waiting. Gentlemen, this is My Cheerios delight. Can anybody guess what John Hughes movie I'm referencing here?
Cheerios Delight.
Yes. What John Hughes movie? Cheerios. Cheerios is a what?
It's a cereal.
Breakfast Club.
There you go.
I wanted
Mike's
to say
the winner.
Christmas Vacation because Clark was in charge of creating the laminate for the cereal so it doesn't get soggy when you put it in the milk.
It should have Captain Crunch, but I don't eat Captain Crunch. I do eat cinnamon, Cheerios though. And this is a Breakfast Club inspired drink. It has a 1.25 ounces of bourbon. It's got a 1/2 ounce of dark rum. It's got a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. It's got 1/8 of vanilla extract. It's got 2 ounces of milk, and you're supposed to garnish it with the cereal. So
nice. Mike, what do you got going
on? I didn't go fancy. I've been a little busy. So I just went with my old faithful 7.5 alcohol by volume, devil's backbones, bourbon orange smash.
This should be an interesting night tonight, fellas, because I decided to go kind of themed. I am drinking a beer from a Chicago brewery called Goose Island.
No.
It is the Bourbon County brand stout that Mike had talked about in his beers you should try segment a couple weeks ago.
You're bringing some Saturday, right?
It's one bottle, dude. It was $16 for one bottle. It is a hold on here. I'm trying to see how big the bottle is. It's a pretty big bottle. It's like 18 ounces or something, and it was like $16 for the 18 ounces because it was aged for 5 years in a bourbon barrel.
Yeah.
It's 1 pint, whatever that is. 1.9 pints. So almost 2 pints of bourbon brand stout. It's 14.7% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
I've already drank about 1/3 of it.
Nice.
It is heavy. It is like syrup. It is thick. I don't know what kind of bourbon it is, though. It doesn't say on the label. I've been trying to figure this out. Because I remember you said in that thing you read, Mike, that they sometimes do
Buffalo Trace,
or Four Roses.
Four Roses, Maker's Mark, and one other. I forget what the other one was.
It doesn't say on here like what they used. It just says Bourbon County brand stout, imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, 1.9 fluid ounces, brewed, barrel aged, bottled by Goose Island Beer Company in Chicago, Illinois. This one was bottled in 2024 and is 14.7% alcohol by volume. Best if used by June 2029. I think it's going to be used tonight. All right. So before I totally lose my senses.
This week in film history with Mike. This week in film history with Mike.
In 1927, silent film Wings, starring Clara Bow and directed by William A. Wellman, premieres in New York as the first film and one of only 2 silent films to win an Academy Award for Best Picture.
This is the very first ever Best Picture winner. Trivia, fellas. Can you name the only other silent film to win Best Picture?
The Dictator?
I was going to say hint. It's not as old as you think.
Oh, The Artist.
The Artist with John Goodman, which won like in 2011 or some shit like that. You had 80 some years between silent film winners. Next one you got there, Sarah.
1939, The Wizard of Oz, an American musical fantasy film adaptation of L. Frank Baum's book, premieres in Grumman China Theater in Hollywood, directed by Victor Fleming and King Vidar, with cast featuring Julie Garland as Dorothy, Ray Bolger as Scarecrow, Jack Haley as Tin Man, Burt Lahr as the Cowardly Lion, Frank Morgan as the Wizard, Billy Burke as Glinda, and Margaret Hamilton as the Wicked Witch. Songs by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg.
As much as I love this movie, and as long as it's been playing on TV, I just found out recently it was actually a box office bomb.
Yeah. Yeah. It got, I think it's replay and the airing on TV really made it the classic that we know today.
Yeah.
And the only two people I can say that I've seen in any other movie is Judy Garland and Margaret Hamilton.
Margaret Hamilton was in Sister Act.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The old nun. I know Jack Haley, the Tin Man, replaced who's the actor? The actor who played Jed Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. I can't think of his name.
Buddy
Epson.
Epson, yeah.
Buddy Epson was the original Tin Man, but the paint that they were using was lead based, and he had an allergic reaction to it and almost died. So they replaced him with a different actor who wasn't allergic to lead based paint.
A lot of people have suffered at the hands of lead based paint.
I don't know. I used to eat paint chips as a child. I turned out all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a box office bomb, but I guess it makes sense because it came out in 1939. So you're talking about during the Depression. So.
Yeah.
Next one you got there, Mike.
1951, first televised baseball game in color airs on WCBS in New York City. The Boston Braves beat the Brooklyn Dodgers at 8-1. Yes, for people who didn't know, those teams were in those cities at that time.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that they were able to broadcast a color broadcast as early as 1951. I didn't think that was possible until way into the 60s.
It wasn't like the kind. I mean, it was color, but not, obviously not the color we have nowadays. But it was like
it was color, but everybody still saw it in black and white because they didn't have color TVs.
I think the first color television was like late 40s, but it wasn't like widely used because it was difficult to film. So, next one, sir. Also
1951. A Place in the Sun, a film adaptation of Theodore Dreiser's An American Tragedy, directed by George Stevens and starring Montgomery Clift, Elizabeth Taylor, and Shelley Winters, premieres in Los Angeles, California. It wins 6 Academy Awards, including Best Director in 1952.
And I have never seen it.
You, the person that loves movies and loves the Academy Awards, never saw something that won 6 awards.
I say all the time, though, like my knowledge of films prior to 1960 is not the best. There aren't very many really old films that I have watched other than like Wizard of Oz and like Day the Earth Stood Still and War of the Worlds and shit like that. A lot of sci-fi and B-movie sci-fi from the 50s. Next one you got.
1965. The American Football League's 9th franchise is officially awarded to Joe Robbie and television star Danny Thomas. The Miami Dolphins start to play in the AFL's Eastern Division in 1966.
Yep. All right.
It started off as a slow week and it moved a bit better. In 1967, Bonnie and Clyde crime film directed by Arthur Penn and starring Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway is released.
That's Chinatown.
No,
sorry, wrong one.
Yeah.
That's Chinatown. First on-screen appearance of Gene Wilder, Bonnie and Clyde. Very first film. I love the next movie.
1973, American Graffiti, directed by George Lucas, opens in cinemas across the United States.
It's a great movie, but one of the best soundtracks. Such a good soundtrack. Next one, sir. We talked about this one before.
1979, Monty Python's Life of Brian, directed by Terry Jones, starring Graham Chapman, Michael Palin, and John Cleese, and funded by George Harrison's Homemade Films, premieres in the United States in U.S. theaters.
Go back to our Monty Python episode from months ago. I don't remember exactly when it was, but we did a whole Monty Python episode. What are you going to say,
He
Kevin?
have a wife, you know. Her name is Incontinencia. Incontinencia buttocks.
Always look on the bright side.
Oh, never mind.
Crucifixion? No, release. Oh, really? Oh, okay. No, just wondering, like crucifixion.
Isn't the Life of Brian also the one where the guy's like, they were like, oh, it's so prophetic because the guy's a man pretending to be a woman and upset because they told me he can't get pregnant. My name is.
Well, if you wanted to, then that should be viewed equally.
Next one, sir.
1979, Apocalypse Now, directed by Francis Ford Coppola and starring Marlon Brando, Robert Duvall, and Martin Sheen, is released.
A production that had zero problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. I
Easy
love this
as
napalm in the morning.
Marlon Brando knew all his lines.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody got dysentery.
Nobody got
Lawrence Fishburne didn't lie about his age to get into the movie.
Nobody was drugged off their ass the entire time.
Everybody showed up to work, ready to go. There wasn't like mosquitoes and malaria as a threat. Next one, sir.
In 2019, Disney Studios is the first studio to have 5 films earn over $1 billion each in 1 year, with Toy Story 4, Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, Aladdin, and The Lion King.
And the quality of the films has stayed steady ever since. Ooh, we're making up for beer news last week with some beer news this week.
That's right.
A lot going on
Yeah,
here.
but we have no beer history this week.
No beer history this week. Well, I don't have any movie updates, so which is good because I'm almost halfway through this bottle already, and we haven't got to the main segment. So let's move on.
Kevin's here, he's here for beer. He's got news, it's beer news with Kevin.
Alex Bregman unveils Bregman's beer in collaboration with Sam Adams. This is coming out of Boston, if you didn't know. Alex Bregman has officially made it in Boston. Forget the homers and slick plays he's made for the Red Sox this season. Bregman now has his own beer from Sam Adams. The Red Sox third baseman spent his Thursday off day behind the bar in Boston as he and Sam Adams unveiled a special limited edition collaboration, Bregman's Beer, at the brewery's downtown taproom. The brew is a bold, citrusy pale ale that promises to deliver zesty citrus hops, subtle pine undernotes, and a clean, refreshing finish. We wanted to partner up with Sam Adams to give something back to the fans here in Boston. They've embraced me as the new guy, and we wanted to create a beer that they could drink while watching a Red Sox baseball game. Bregman told WBZ-TV Nick's Giovanni. I had a lot of fun creating it and am looking forward to everyone enjoying them while watching the Red Sox win some baseball games. Bregman said he wasn't the brains behind the brew, but said Sam Adams crafted an incredible beer. It's light and nice, something I would enjoy while watching some sporting event, he said. Bregman even received props from Sam Adams' staffer for a veteran-like pour on Thursday. Bregman's beer, which has a 5.8% ABV, is now available in limited edition cans and at the downtown taproom while supplies last. Bregman said he's bringing each of his Red Sox teammates a 4-pack and hopes to be cracking plenty of celebratory drinks with everyone in the coming months. I know we have big goals for this season, and hopefully we can make it a long way and celebrate with a 4-pack, he said. Bregman has had an excellent first season with the Sox after signing with the team during spring training. Through 76 games, he's slashing 299, 379, and 542 with 16 home runs, 22 doubles, 50 RBIs, and 47 runs scored. He's been a veteran voice in the clubhouse too, and has been fully embraced by Boston fans. Bregman said he feels right at home with the Red Sox from his very first at bat at Fenway Park. We loved every second. Here. Bregman said Fenway has been electric this year. We've been playing some winning baseball and being able to get out into the community. Excuse me.
Most professional podcast on the market, folks.
I didn't know what to do. At least I muted the microphone. We've been playing some winning baseball and being able to get into the community, going out to eat and enjoying everything about Boston. It's been incredible. Boston has been coming off the 2-4 road trip after dropping 2 of 3 to both the Padres and the Astros. The team sits at 66 to 56 and currently occupies the second wild card spot in the American League. The rest is additional baseball news, and since we aren't from Boston, we're not going to talk about it. So that's it.
They're not Philly. Who cares?
We're not Philly. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about Boston. No. We talk about Taylor Swift and Jason Kelce. Taylor Swift recalls Jason Kelce's panicking over his beer when meeting the royal family. I knew you were serious. And this is coming out of the New York Post. Hold my beer. Taylor Swift recalled the hilarious moment Jason Kelce found himself in a full-blown panic mode over his beer when she asked if he wanted to meet the British royals following her Eras show in London. The 14-time Grammy winner, whose appearance on Travis and Jason Kelce's New Heights podcast sent shockwaves across the internet on Wednesday, told fans about the retired NFL star's royal run-in. As the trio discussed Travis's show-stopping debut on the Eras Tour stage last summer at Swift's Wembley show, this blank space singer divulged another memorable moment of the night. Wasn't this the week that I got to watch Jason meet the royal family? Swift asked the Kelce brothers. He was like, what do I do with my beer? The Kansas City Chiefs tight end
Sounded exactly like him too, man.
35 recalled, laughing at his sibling. I watched him have this moment with this beer where he was like, but I want to take it. But I don't know what I probably should not take it, Swift said, gesturing Jason holding his beer. I watched this happen, and it was kind of the most amazing thing. The 37-year-old who retired from the NFL in March of 2024 from the best team ever, the Philadelphia Eagles, met Prince William at Go Birds and his two eldest children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, who are 12 and 10, respectively. I like that you picked up on it because that was exactly what was going through my head, Jason said, in response to Swift's analysis of the situation. Like, if I don't have a beer, what do I do with my hands now? Swift quipped. Is it disrespectful to have a beer when you meet the royal family? Jason mused.
No, if you offer
them. Yeah, Swift said. Or is it authentic by having a beer? You would normally have a beer. Wouldn't they want me to be myself? I'm watching you say this in your head. It was fantastic. The Fortnite singer who announced the 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, during her podcast appearance. Still, it appears the royal meetup went swimmingly as Swift and Travis shared selfies with the future king and his children on Instagram, as well as the Prince of Wales himself. Let's see. Thank you at Taylor Swift for a great evening. The Prince and Princess of Wales official Instagram account captioned the photo of Swift taking the selfie with the royal children. Yeah, William, who celebrated his 42nd birthday just days prior, grinned with in between Swift and the 3-time Super Bowl champion while keeping a hand on both of his kids. Happy birthday, M8. London shows are off to a splendid start. Swift captioned on her post. So, I mean, look, if you're meeting Jason Kelsey and you're expecting anything other than a beer to be in his hand, who the hell are you? You know?
Apparently, the next king of England.
It's good to be
It's an unfortunate situation. Restaurants want Edward Teach beer off the shelves after assault incident. Gentlemen, who is Edward Teach?
Isn't he Blackbeard?
He is. Thank you very much.
Yes, I believe he's Blackbeard.
Yes.
Several local restaurants want Edward Teach's beer off shelves after recent allegations against the former owner. Gary Scholler, the former owner of Edward Teach Brewing, was recently arrested after investigators said he assaulted a Longhorn Steakhouse employee on July 23rd. Now I got a beef with the guy. According to court records, Scholler threw a plate at the employee's head, which broke and caused a hairline fracture to the worker's skull. The employee was sent to the hospital with serious injuries. According to the Brooks Pierce law firm, Scholler no longer owns Edward Teach after transferring ownership of the brewery to a trust controlled by his sister, Amy Attaway. Last month, Edward Teach Brewing released the following statement about the incident and new ownership. In a social media post on August 14th, we are surprised and saddened to read yesterday's report about the incident at Longhorn Steakhouse in July, reportedly involving our prior owner. Like most of you, our employees first heard about the incident through yesterday's news. We wanted to confirm that on July 14th, 2025, Edward Teach Brewing officially came under new ownership and the management of Amy Attaway, a change that happened well before the recent incident. And for unrelated business reasons, we are waiting to share this news until all ABC permits and other paperwork were finalized because we wanted to make the announcement the right way. As many of you have seen, our taproom has been dark over these past several months during this transition period, not because our passion for this place has faded, but because we have quietly been working on behind the scenes to repair the storm damage, restore our bar, and prepare for a new beginning. Through all this, our incredible staff has been the heartbeat of Edward Teach Brewing. They've stayed dedicated, positive, and ready to welcome you back. They are more than employees, they're our family, and the reason we believe in them so deeply in what we do and have the strength to navigate difficult times. We know that the last year has brought challenges and hard moments. All we can do now is move forward with integrity, kindness to all, and love for the city that has given so much to us. Wilmington is our home. You are our neighbors, and when we reopen, we hope to see you. We hope you'll see not just a brewery, but a team that remains ready to serve you, laugh with you, and be part of your stories again. Despite that, Smoke on the Water and Fork and Cork owners Dustin and Diane Smith say his actions reflect on the business. The Smith family plans to sell the rest of the Edward Teach beer in the restaurant for $2 and use the money to help the injured employee with medical and legal bills. Diane Smith said that his action is a message that they don't condone violent behavior from anyone. It is an unfortunate situation, I think, from our standpoint, that what we do to support the person who was injured, support their business, and to make it a point that this is not okay. This is the first time the Smith family has worked to remove Edward Teach beer from the menu.
You know, if it didn't serve the wrong, steak the wrong way.
If they just put the Parmesan crust on the chicken,
Like they do at Longhorns.
All right. Yep, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. I don't have any movie updates this week, so we're going to go to some must-try beer craft destinations with Mike. Must-try beer craft destinations with Mike. Must-try beer craft destinations with Mike.
Charleston, where craft beer meets Southern charm. Craft beer is woven into the fabric of Charleston's acclaimed dining scene, complementing the city's contemporary restaurants, eclectic shops, and vibrant art galleries. Known for its warm southern hospitality, rich history and cobblestone streets lined with century-old mansions, Charleston also plays host to one of America's largest performing art festivals. Nestled within this historic charm is a thriving brewery industry that continues to expand. Local breweries not only pour an impressive variety of craft beers, but also full-service restaurant menus to showcase the region's culinary creativity. Visitors can enjoy Charleston's brewing culture and style, whether on a guided walking tour, a comfortable bus ride, or an immersive history lesson. Many of these tours even feature stops at 3 historical pubs, blending the flavors of today with histories of centuries past.
All right. So we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our main segment. All right, we're going to get the ball rolling here. Thank you for sticking with us here for our main segment, or we're going to be talking about the films of John Hughes, the prolific director of the 80s and 90s. We're going to try to get through this not too quickly, but quicker than normal, just because I'm almost done this 14.7 ounce alcohol by volume bourbon barreled beer, and I'm not sure how much longer I can be coherent.
You were coherent before?
I told Katie after we were done recording tonight, I was going to finish the insurance work and all that stuff on her new car, and I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to, so I was doing it while we were on break. I took care of it real quick. Anyway, we're talking about John Hughes, who was born in 1950 but passed away in August of 2009, and that's why we are doing our tribute this month, because it's the month that he passed away. He was an American filmmaker, screenwriter whose work defined much of the 80s teen cinema. Born in Lansing, Michigan, and raised in the Chicago suburbs, Hughes drew inspiration from his Midwestern upbringing, which became the backdrop of many of his stories. He began his career in advertising before moving into comedy, writing for the National Lampoon magazine, which led to his first major screenplay, National Lampoon's Vacation, in 1983. Over the next decade, he wrote and often directed a string of iconic hits, including 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Home Alone. Known for blending humor with heartfelt character work, Hughes influenced a generation of filmmakers and audiences alike. He largely stepped away from Hollywood in the mid-90s, living a quieter life until his sudden death from a heart attack in New York City on August 6, 2009, at the age of 59. So, as we were talking about in our pre-show here, he only directed 8 films in his career. He was a screenwriter or story consult on a number of other projects. He has over 80 credits in his career, including some TV credits. So what we did was he narrowed it down to the 8 films that he directed and the movies where he was a screenwriter that are probably his most influential and the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes for the most part. Starting with and directed films, this is in order. The first movie he ever directed was 1984's 16 Candles. Kevin, I believe you have something to say about Annie Potts.
She's a wonderful actress who should continue actressing.
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it.
I might be drunk. So I joked, I said, I should probably rewatch some films that I haven't seen in a while in preparation for this, but instead of rewatching ones I haven't seen in a while, I just rewatched all the ones that I watch all the time. So I haven't seen this one in a while. 16 Candles. I mean, I like it. I know it's a fun movie. It's the first Molly Ringwald film, I believe, that he produced and directed and all that. Anthony Michael Hall, Michael Schofling is Jake. This is the one that has Long Duck Dong, played by Getty Watanabe. I know a lot of people have a problem with the way that Long Duck Dong is portrayed in the film. But the actor who played him is like, I loved it. It started my career. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this one. Now I'm looking. I don't see Annie Potts on here. Are you thinking
No,
So this
Ducky
is-
was in it, right? That's
No, that's Pretty in Pink.
that's what I meant. Yeah.
So I'm the same thing. Like 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink, I get them confused because they're both Molly Ringwald vehicles.
Yeah.
This is the one where like it's Anthony Michael Hall. She's in love with this guy Jake and all that stuff. She's turning 16. It's the one where her grandmother says something about how she got her boobies all of a sudden. It's been a while since I've seen this one, but yeah, it's Pretty in Pink. I think you're thinking of. Next one, 1985, probably one of his most iconic films. A film that, oddly enough, I think is still relevant today, and I've even had students of mine in the last 10 years or so talk about how they love this film, and it's surprising because hard to get some of these newer kids to watch films from the 80s. But in 1985, he released The Breakfast Club.
Really? I think everyone knows something about kids watching movies today.
Evan will tell us all about it. But it's weird. Like so many kids that I've taught identify with the teens in this film because I think they're archetypal. You know, like you can identify with anything about these guys.
Yeah, and then the archetype high school kids. They're still what's going on today. You know, you got your jock, your nerd, your prep guy. You know,
Your emo girl.
Yeah.
We all know whose favorite girl Kevin was in that film.
Yeah,
Ali
Sheedy. Ali Sheedy. Always Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy, man. He wants that
short circuit.
Weird,
Ali Sheedy.
A weird girl who puts her dandruff on the paper and makes art out of it. I liked Ali Sheedy more in War Games.
War Games, Ali Sheedy. Short circuit, Ali Sheedy. Yeah.
Short circuit, Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy in general, just in the 80s.
Yeah,
Ali Sheedy's an 80s legend. But Breakfast Club, yeah, it's this. Everybody can identify with some. Now, this far into my education career, I identify more with the principal. Same thing with like Ferris. I identify with Rooney a little bit. I'm like
Bueller.
He's a righteous dude.
Breakfast Club has a great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
One of the best 80s soundtracks. And yeah, the guy that plays the assistant principal, I don't remember the actor's name, but he was like one of those guys that kind of ends up playing like the villain in a lot of films.
Yes.
He's the dipshit police lieutenant in Die Hard.
Yeah.
I gotta look him up. I can't remember his name because I'm drunk.
That should be one of our shows later on. Iconic villain, comedy villains.
Villainous actors.
Dipshit villains.
Villainous actors. Sean.
Yeah, villainous actor or like people who are like typecast. Like character actors who are typecast.
You know, like the dipshit that turned off the thing on Ghostbusters is also the dipshit reporter in
Die Hard. Yeah, they all play dipshits in Die Hard. Like the dipshit FBI agent in Die Hard is one of the Fratelli brothers in the Goonies. Paul Gleason is the actor who played the vice principal Vernon in Breakfast Club. Yeah, and he was in Not Another Teen Movie playing the same character.
Was the janitor one of the parents of one of the kids or no?
No. He was friends with, like, not friends, but he was like close with the Bender character that Judge Hirsch played. And I kind of feel like that character will end up being the janitor at the school. It's kind of like his path in life. But yeah, that was his second film he ever directed. Was Breakfast Club. Very iconic film. His third film he ever directed, which came out the same year, and also starred Anthony Michael Hall and a very young Robert Downey Jr. As well as Kelly LeBrock. I just watched this one 2 days ago. Weird Science. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
Watching it recently, it really doesn't hold up. It is not a movie that holds up really well.
Well, the technology has changed so much since then.
Not even the technology, like the jokes.
Oh.
The effects, the acting. Bill Paxton's in it. He's the best part. I love Bill Paxton in this movie. But I watch it, and every time I watch it, I think to myself, I can't believe this is a John Hughes film. Like, it doesn't. It's so outside most of what he does.
Yeah.
It has the teen angst and the teen comedy and the snarky humor, but it's just such a bizarre concept.
Was there a scene where Bill Paxton meets up with friends in a cemetery where he says he's going to go see his mom and gives this girl a rose?
Oh, that movie where he prances off. I don't know if that movie came out before this. I think that probably came out before this one. He's talk about dickhead villains. He's a dickhead in this one. Chet. But yeah, I watched this recently. It's one of my favorite John Hughes movies, even though it's probably not his best one.
It's
but the next one,
the time forgot.
yeah, it's definitely a film that time forgot. Next one is not a film that time forgot. I think it's another film that's still kind of relevant today, even though it's older. It's 1986's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
And it's another one of those films where, like, I really identified with Ferris when I was a teenager, and now I identify with Rooney. Like these fucking teenagers.
It was very popular. I mean, it was so popular it got itself a TV show.
I do know some trivia from that. The sister who played his sister in the film, who played in the TV show, was Jennifer Aniston. All I remember from the TV show, because it lasted, I think, like 6 episodes before they canceled it.
Yeah.
Was in the very first episode, the actor who played Ferris talks about how they made a movie about his life. He pulls out a poster, a big poster board of Matthew Broderick, and he goes, I don't know, seems kind of 2-dimensional, and then kicks it over. And I'm like, well, you just ended this show. That's the end of this program. I prefer Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
I kind of like Charlie Sheen scenes in Ferris Bueller.
Oh, Charlie Sheen's awesome in this film.
And there was supposed to be a larger role or a larger backstory to the Charlie Sheen character. I read it somewhere. It was like he's at the high school too, and you find out a lot more about why he's there at the police station.
He does mention that he knows Ferris. And I think there was supposed to be a little more backstory about his relationship to Ferris as well. I do that. I love their scene together. And she's like, my name's Jenny, but all my friends call me Shauna. Shauna. She ended up dating Matthew Broderick after the film. Jennifer Grey played his sister.
And now she's married to.
Now she's married to Agent Colton. And I love Ferris Bueller, but this is the other one I watched recently too, and I'm like, I've seen this a million times. Why am I watching this one again? And I know why, because it's great, and because Stallone is fucking hot. Mia Sarah, she's amazing.
Yeah,
She got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
Yeah, I've lost control. I'm done.
The
you guys might have to take over eventually.
the scene where they think brother, they say they're brother and sister, and they get caught kissing. Like, that's a close family.
So that's the kind of family it is. Do you have a kiss for daddy? This is a visual joke. It's not going to come across unless you're watching us on YouTube or on the Roku or whatever. But when the guy delivers the flowers and he hits the horn and he's like, and Rooney goes, I'm the nurse who likes feeling
ill, headache, fever, and a chill. I am here to restore your pluck, because I'm the nurse who likes to.
Something else that came out of this movie is a little indie rock band called Save Ferris.
That's right.
Based on
who
Water
can forget
Tower.
Yellow's bout. Used for promotional shit forever.
Mm-hmm. Hughes was a big Beatles fan too, which is why you have that whole twist and shout sequence in the parade. And I like that fan theory. I think, Kev, I think you and I have talked about this before. The fan theory, all of this is in Cameron's head.
Yeah.
Because, like, how else could they get from Wrigley Field to the Chrysler Building to suburbs to here in one day and be in a parade that's in the middle of the work week in Chicago during a regular day and get in the parade without getting arrested? That this is all just a figment of Cameron's imagination because he wishes to be like Ferris and he wishes he had a girl like Sloane. And yeah. Although I'm pretty sure his father killed him when he came home and found that car in the ditch.
Yeah. All the miles on it.
Speaking of cars, the next film we actually covered this year, we did a Thanksgiving episode on it because it's the only Thanksgiving movie we could really think of. 1987's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy, Steve Martin.
You're going the wrong way. I know which way. How do they know where we're going? Yeah, how do they know where we're going? They've been drinking too much.
I had to fucking walk across this fucking parking lot to find this fucking car that wasn't fucking there, and I don't fucking have a key. So what do you got to say? You're fucked.
Fun fact, that attendant was the same who played the secretary in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That is right. An actress whose name I can't remember because I'm hammered. I almost said Estelle Getty, but that's the old lady from Golden Girls. It is. I'm looking it up now. I got Ferris Bueller up here. So her name is Edie McClurg, who played Grace the secretary in Ferris Bueller and played the attendant at the car rental place in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
And you know what we also didn't touch on? I mean, we talked about how Ferris and Jenny got together in real life. So did the Bueller parents. They married for a duration of time. I think they just recently separated.
Yeah, they got married not too long after the film, and they were married for, I think one of them passed away. I think the actor might have passed away. So I think they might have been married up until then or something. But I know they were married for a long time. There's also a backstory on Ferris Bueller where he had siblings as well, younger siblings.
Oh, yeah?
But they were cut from the final film because if you look on the refrigerator, there's drawings that little kids made on the fridge, and it's supposed to be from the brothers and sisters. Yeah. Could have been Ferris, yeah. He's kind of immature. Mike, were you going to say something?
I got my hand between pillows.
I said no.
Two pillows. You were frozen for a second.
Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows. So if you'd like to know more about our thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you can check out our Thanksgiving episode this year, back in November of 2024. We did an episode on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Next one is She's Having a Baby, 1988. I don't know. I know I've seen this one, but it's probably one I've only seen once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually confusing it with another movie. Hold on. She's Having a Baby is Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth
McGovern. I'm confusing it with Baby Boom, which is Diane Keaton.
Oh, all right.
Very totally different movie.
Goes to Vermont and makes baby food.
Yeah.
Gourmet baby food.
Young newlyweds find out just how unprepared they are for their future together. This is like he started making movies that were more like about adult angst and not teen angst at this point. Because the next one is 1989's Uncle Buck with John Candy. Introduces us to Macaulay Culkin. It's the kid. Are you married? No. Why? It's a long story. Do you have kids? No. Why? It's an even longer story.
I'm sure we'll go into deep detail in October.
Yes, we will be doing a John Candy episode in October because John Candy's birthday is right around our own birthdays. All three of us are October babies, so we're going to be doing a special birthday episode where we look at the career of John Candy. So we'll probably talk a little bit more about Uncle Buck at that time. The last movie he ever directed himself was 1991's Curly Sue. with the lesser of the two Belushis,
James.
James Belushi.
Poor Jim.
I had never seen this movie. I've seen the trailer for it a million times. I remember it coming out in 1991. I remember being on cable all the time. I didn't even know it was a John Hughes film at the time. Like,
tell you something. If it's on cable all the time, those usually don't make it in the.
I mean, at the time in the 90s on cable all the time. Yeah, like this was a constant play. All right, but that was the only movies he directed. But he did have a pretty influential career as a screenwriter, including creating the vacation films because he was a writer for National Lampoon's magazine. So his first film as a screenwriter was 1983's National Lampoon's Vacation, Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. This has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
Listen, you're not going to see that for some of the other vacation films.
No. Especially not Vegas.
No. He wasn't a writer on Vegas. He has nothing to do with Vegas. On European Vacation, he's credited as original characters. He's credited for story because he created the characters, but he doesn't have a screenplay on it. That movie was directed by the woman who directed Ridgemont High. I can't think of her name. And he doesn't have a writing credit on Vegas. Vegas Vacation is not a National Lampoon's film either. It's just called Vegas Vacation. So he had nothing to do with that one, obviously, because that movie's bad. His next highest rated Rotten Tomatoes film as a screenwriter is Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, which we just talked about, from 87. Ferris Bueller in 86 as a screenwriter, 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Breakfast Club, 87%. Oh, I was out of order with that one. That one's actually third on the list. He wrote 16 Candles and directed that. That is an 81%. The other film that we keep confusing it with is Pretty in Pink, which is another Molly Ringwald film.
Right, but I also get it confused with Some Kind of Wonderful, which he also wrote.
She also wrote. It's because there's very similar stories, like Some Kind of Wonderful, 87. Both have a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes as well, so that doesn't help either. Then he did National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 1989, which he's credited as a writer, but didn't really do much for that one other than kind of like rewrites and like other things like that. 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a higher percentage in our hearts because we love Christmas Vacation. If you'd like to know more about Christmas Vacation, we did a Christmas Vacation episode as well a couple of years ago.
Didn't we do a National Lampoon in general?
No, because I think we did like a summer vacation episode, and I think we talked about it then.
Okay.
Yeah, but we never actually like looked at the Lampoon films. We could do that too. That could be an episode. National Lampoon movies, because then you have Animal House, you have the vacation films,
Van Wilder,
the Naked Mile. No, it's American Pie. I'm sorry. Home Alone, 1990. I was surprised this has a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, considering how much of a box office monster this was, and how popular it is. How a lot of people think this is like their favorite Christmas movie, and turned Macaulay Culkin into who he was. And
they ruined it by making sequels.
The sequel actually made more money in the box office than the original did, Home Alone 2.
Yeah, but
it had nothing to do with that one, though. Yeah.
It had more sequels than this too. So
it's funny because like there are a lot of films where he was a writer or screenwriter but preferred not to direct them. So like Home Alone was directed by Chris Columbus. It was a monster film anyway. And then Only the Lonely, 1991. This is a film that time forgot. This is a John Candy movie. It's actually a really good movie. John Candy,
Maureen O'Hara,
Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy, that's right. So John Candy lives with his mother, played by Maureen O'Hara.
He's a cop in Chicago.
He's a cop. Yeah. He falls in love with Ali Sheedy. He wants to be with her, but the mother keeps getting in the way. It's one of those kind of stories, but it's a cute movie. It's a fun movie that I think it's kind of a movie that time forgot, but it's one of
every time he leaves his mother for duration and she guilt trips him a little when he's out, say with Ali Sheedy, he's having these horrible visions of things that can occur, carjacking or getting stuck on a railroad and exploding in the car. And her last words are, "I hope it was worth it, Danny."
Yeah. I think it might have been Maureen O'Hara's last movie. She was probably in her 70s at that point. That's a really cute movie. That's one I haven't seen in a while. I might have to rewatch that. I do remember Ali Sheedy's character in the film is the makeup artist at a funeral parlor.
And she tried to make them look like celebrities.
So that is the movies that are like probably his most influential, the ones that are sort of like his most well-known films. He's done a lot of other films, obviously. A lot of work in TV. He even acted in a few films. He was a producer on a number of movies. But we decided to kind of just look at the
like
he was responsible
that he was for Game of Thrones.
What's that?
He was responsible for Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
George R. Martin is a pseudonym. Maureen O'Hara's last feature film was Only the Lonely.
There you go.
She did 3 TV movies after that.
For Hallmark, I'm sure.
Passed away in 2015. Wow. So we're going to talk about our top 5 John Hughes films now at this point. I made a list based on, so I made 3 lists actually.
Yes, you did.
I did a list of best films as a director, best films as a writer, and then my overall picks for favorite films.
Wait, so you're saying you got 15 films that you want to talk about?
No. It's some of them repeat.
Oh.
It's the movies that I think were his best directed films and best written films, but then my personal 5 is how I did it. So there's a lot of overlap. So as a director, I think his best films were Breakfast Club, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Ferris Bueller, Weird Science, and Uncle Buck as a director. As a writer, I think his best films were Breakfast Club, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Christmas Vacation, Ferris Bueller, and Home Alone. But my personal 5 favorites, number 1 is Christmas Vacation, because it's probably the one I've watched the most.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because I think it's his most adult and most like heartfelt movie. Number 3 is Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which I think is the comedy that I've seen the most outside of like Christmas Vacation. Number 4 for me is Weird Science, because even though it's one of his lesser known films and doesn't really hold up well, it has a very special place in my heart because I tricked my parents into taking me to the theater to see it. When I was way too young to see it. And my last one is the original Vacation film for personal 5 favorites.
Wow, I thought Breakfast Club would make it.
I like Breakfast Club, but it's not one that I'll like sit down and say, "Oh, I'm going to watch Breakfast Club again." So like my 5 personals were the ones that I will sit down and watch over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast Club I have is his number 1 directed and written film as far as like his work goes. But in my personal 5, I went with the ones that I watched the most. So do you guys have like a top 5 at all, or
who had time?
I did.
Yeah, but you don't work and you're not getting ready for a Dungeons and Dragons game.
I'll go over my top 5 written by movies. Okay. Ready? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to cover Baby's Day Out in 1994, which was essentially a live action version of Baby Herman. We also have Beethoven, the one, about the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis the Menace. Quality stuff there. Quality stuff. Dutch, starring
Dutch with Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill in 1991. And, of course, Flubber.
So, of course, Kevin did us the favor of recounting a lot of the movies I didn't bother to cover on the podcast. You didn't want to do characters based on created for Beethoven's Treasure Trail, which was the 8th film in the Beethoven series. Wait, so on movies, so this is a fun fact, on movies that he didn't want to be credited with, even though he was a writer or creator,
Yeah.
he would use a pseudonym. And the
Was it
pseudonym
George
he
R.
used,
R. Martin?
no, the pseudonym he used is Edmond Dante, which is the character from the Count of Monte Cristo.
Crisco.
Cristo, you dumbass. So that was his pseudonym, Edmond Dantes. Because we got Home Alone Holiday Heist, Beethoven's Christmas Vacation, Hotel Hell Vacation, Drill Bit Taylor, Jesus, Made in Manhattan, Home Alone 4, Just Visiting. Here's some fucking stinkers on here, man. Oh, he was credited on the screenplay for the remake of Miracle on 34th Street as well.
Yeah. And he also did Career Opportunities, but I'm sure he didn't play a part in the casting of that. So
it says written by, so he probably did like the story for it, but not the actual screenplay. But yeah, that's a great Jennifer Connelly performance. She had a great ass. And all the way up it. So we don't have any beer history or trivia this week because Mike has a job. Unlike me. I have a job. I just am off for the summer because, I picked a good job. So we do have a cinema quote of the week, though.
Oh, yeah, that's me. I forgot all about that part. Sorry, it's been a while. Oh, yeah. So our cinema quote of the week: the knighthood was a tremendous honor. I don't dismiss it, but I feel embarrassed by the flowery theatrical stuff that goes with being an actor. Anthony Hopkins.
And of course, when he says the knighthood was an honor, he talks about his role that he had in Transformers: The Last Night.
Liar! Liar!
Liar! Liar! Liar!
So, how are our drinks this evening?
The
Kevin's ready to go to bed. Kevin, how was your alcohol?
Today it's exhausting watching all those fish swim.
How was your alcohol-soaked cereal?
It was okay. I wouldn't make it again. Gave me a reason to open up the bourbon. Gave me a reason to open up the rum. But
you lost me at the milk part, though. Like that's the part that kind of was I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh no.
Creamy alcoholic beverages.
No. I'm okay with creamy alcoholic beverages. I like Bailey's. I like Kahlua.
Mike, I know you didn't have a problem with your stuff.
No, I love this.
I have finished this entire bottle.
Oh dear.
Of Bourbon County brand stout, 14.7% alcohol by volume. I'm feeling okay right now. I know I'm buzzed, and I'm pretty sure in about 5 minutes I'll be slurring. Probably going to fall asleep in my chair out in my office.
Watch, but he's going to get out of his chair right there and fall flat on his ass.
Yeah. I might just roll my chair over.
My legs. I have no legs.
It was good. By the time I got halfway through it, I didn't mind how thick it was anymore because it was pretty much, it was in me at that point. Yeah.
I'm in danger.
So, thank you for joining us tonight for episode 207. Don't you forget about John Hughes. We hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Don't forget, you can drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation. Find all of our social media and podcast links or text us at what the fuck's the number again? At 904-867-4466. I almost gave my own number out.
That would be bad.
That would have been great. Make sure you tell us who you are if you text us because there's no caller ID on it. Don't forget to stop by the crossroads between Pickled and Fermented next time around for episode 208. School year is starting soon, so we're going to do a little school year. Maybe I'll get ChatGPT to make a parody of us in like school uniforms.
Don't forget the skirts.
Yes, I'm wondering which one of us is going to get the play.
Baby.
So we're going to do a little tribute to high school movies next week for our next episode. In the meantime, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
This has been the Films and Fermentation podcast. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.